Ari, you came a long way to play volleyball here, and there was a stop along the way at junior college. But what is it like to come in from a junior college, just have 2 years here?
I mean, it's definitely a big transition just because you're at a, not so much a lower level of play, it's just a different environment in a junior college compared to, obviously, a D2 school. Transition-wise, I always got referred to as the freshman last year because I came in with the freshmen. So, I mean, and it was one of those things that I kind of just got along with them and made more friends with them last year because that's just who I came in with. The other players had, like, friend groups that they already had.
Sure.
It was hard fitting in. But this year I've grown a lot closer, like, to Amy and, like, some of the older girls, too, and so that's been nice as well. And, I mean, coaching-wise, I kind of just slid right in like any other player.
Right.
So.
Well, that was what I was going to guess, was that when you come from a junior college, you have to make 2 sets of friends, junior college friends and 4-year school friends. How about educationally? Has there been a big difference?
Not really. The one thing that's kind of just been, not a holdback necessarily, but like just a pain in the butt is kind of like CTI with Jewel. I mean, some transferred, some don't. I am a nursing major and an acting major, so I didn't know until recently that in order to have the acting major, you had to have 16 CTI credit hours at Jewel.
Surprise.
And so I had only taken 12, so I'm in my CTI capstone right now, but having to take a 200 level CTI next semester just to meet those requirements to get it.
For people who don't know, CTI is
critical thinking inquiry,
the major course of study here.
Right, and it looks really good on a nursing resume because, I mean, nurses are expected to think critically. So
Moriarty, New Mexico? Am I saying it the right way?
Moriarty.
And whereabouts in New Mexico is that?
It's about 30 minutes outside of Albuquerque and an hour from Santa Fe.
Right. Good place to live. I mean, I've heard that that's a very desirable place to live.
It's definitely a lot of nature. There's not... Santa Fe and Albuquerque are like the only 2 cities, so the rest of it is just like mountains and...
Do you like the metro area of Kansas City, for instance, better?
I actually do. I mean, I don't know if I would feel comfortable living in a big city, but living closer to a big city like this area, it's nice because you just have it right there to go do things. And
Sure. Injuries have been part of your story since you've been here, especially last year, I think, kept you out for most of it. But you got a chance to play some matches when your mom and dad were here, right?
Right.
How far of a trip is it for them?
Well, they flew, so it was probably about a 3-hour flight, but if they would have drove, it would have been about 16 hours.
Hey, what was that like, playing in front of your folks?
I mean, it was pretty good. I played in front of them at community college, but they really hadn't seen me play except for on a TV screen here at Joel, so that was pretty cool.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about them, if you would. And your entire family.
Okay. My brother is a freshman in high school. My sister is in 8th grade. My parents, my dad works for a company that he surveys for, and my mom is a cost estimator. They're both, mom's actually from Ottawa, which is only an hour from here.
Ottawa, Kansas?
Yes.
Okay.
And so I have all of her family close to me because they all still live here. She was the only one that traveled off. And my dad's from New Mexico, so.
Okay. Why come then to Jewel? What attracted you out of junior college? Was it that proximity to where your mom grew up?
Well, it was a lot of different things. When I graduated from junior college, I thought I was done with volleyball. I just had kind of grown out of it. Me and my coach really didn't get along too well. It kind of ruined things. And one day I got a coach from Carolyn, and I wasn't even going to come visit the school. I had my mind set that I was just done with volleyball, and that was just it. And my aunt, who lives in Ottawa, had convinced me to come visit the school, and so I did. Still with the mindset that I wasn't going to come here. I was just coming to visit just to see what it was like. Right. And it was hard not to fall in love with Joel's campus, honestly. Like, the brick buildings, the quad, like, it's just a nice environment, and I felt pretty welcomed by the girls. And being close to family was a major thing. I mean, in community college, I was 8 hours from home and 5 hours from the rest of my family. So, I mean, it's not necessary to be near your family all the time, but when you're going through those tough times, it definitely makes it a lot easier. So,
Tough Times nursing program. They seem to kind of go together.
Yeah, they coincide some.
You were telling me, what is it, Thursdays? You've got a 12-hour day with your clinicals. So how difficult is it to be a nursing student here?
I mean, it's definitely time-consuming. You definitely have to manage your time wisely, because if you don't, you'll fall behind and you'll struggle quite a bit. That's one thing I ran into at the beginning of this year, having a concussion, being out for a month. It's really hard to focus and stay on track and get stuff done, and I did fall behind a bit, but with the help of my teachers and my coaches, it was obviously pretty easy to catch up. I mean, 12-hour shifts are not fun,
No.
but as a nurse, that's what we work, so it's better to get used to them now, kind of get the feel. I mean, we stay on the floor for probably about 10 hours, and then we have like meetings at the end where we talk about how our day went and stuff like that. And so by that time, you're just like, yes,
I'm sure.
just a seat to sit down in. So,
well, then the question is obvious as we wrap up here. Why do it? Why be an athlete? Put yourself through this intense schooling at the same time. What value does it hold for you?
well, I mean, I was just the type of person that has grown up to be an athlete. Like, it's just run in my family. It's just something that my parents have encouraged all of me and my siblings to do from a young age. I feel like it teaches character. Like, I mean, when you go out into the real world, you have a boss, just like you have a coach. You have someone you have to listen to and someone you have to respect, whether you agree with them or not. You have teammates on a volleyball team, and you have teammates in a workplace, and you have to learn how to communicate with them. You have to learn when the appropriate time to lead and when the appropriate time to follow is, and it definitely just teaches you like a lot of life skills. I remember at the beginning of this year we had to earn our way into practice. In our preseason we ran 800s, and I ran 800s before I could earn my way in, and it was 4 days of missing practice before I could practice with my team. And that's probably one of the most mentally tough things I've ever had to do, but looking back now, I'm like so grateful that I did do it, because I know that like in nursing it's not always going to be sunshine and daisies. Like, there are going to be tough days, and so like being mentally tougher now from that will carry on into my nursing, and that'll definitely help me out in the end. So,
Well said. Well said. Thank you so much for being with us.
you're welcome. Thank you.
And we'll be back in just a moment.